It's calling me, oh, like the rainbow, like the rainbow. It's calling me, oh, like the rainbow, the
Tandy Coleman from Polyflor. Thank you so much for joining us on the Flooring Expo, our first ever.
Thank you, Barry, for having me. I'm quite excited about this. I'm fascinated by this online flooring expo, so I can't wait to see the finished products. It's certainly something completely new in our industry.
And Tandy, obviously, for Polyflor, a company with extensive history, quality products, and a very big player in the medical flooring field. How are you feeling right now, thinking about the crisis in our medical institutions and your floor being there and you're part of this industry? What have some been your thoughts on it?
I really feel for the people on the front line. I think it must be hugely stressful at the moment. And, just before we locked down, I did phone some of our major clients and just let them know that we were thinking of them. And, if there was anything we could do, that we would be more than happy to help. So what I'm experiencing at the moment is there's a general gearing up, as there is worldwide, to increase the amount of facilities by putting up temporary facilities. And obviously that's where we can help and we come into play, is that we have products available for them to be able to put up.
Tandy, with regards to Polyflor is obviously, it's a huge benchmark, well known throughout the world as a bastion of quality. When these kind of medical facilities are built, your products are one of the foremost products to be used and specified for these venues. Can you explain a little bit more for the person who doesn't maybe know Polyflor as well as I do or you do, what your products are all about, where they offer the true value to the medical industry as a whole?
Vinyl flooring essentially has been sort of the option for medical facilities for well over 50 years, predominantly because it's A, durable, B, flexible, and it's smooth and impervious to water. So you lay a sheet and then you can cove it up the wall using a cove former so that you get a rounded corners, because square corners are places that dirt and bacteria can hide. You can weld it so you get this completely seamless floor. So for instance, in a theatre, they will put down the floor and they'll put it right up the walls, and then they can actually hose that theatre down. It's like ideal for any form of hygienic area where you need to be able to really clean and disinfect, because there's a difference between cleaning and disinfecting. But where you can do both with a floor, and where you don't have things like joins and corners and areas that can accumulate dirt and start to grow bacteria, because bacteria won't grow on PVC. It just doesn't happen. It's got nothing to feed the bacteria. So bacteria need either dirt or moisture or water or something that would allow it to feed and grow. And that's where vinyl flooring offers an exceptional quality of product for that kind of environment. Polyflor as a brand is actually the inventor of flexible vinyl flooring. We've been in the market for a very long time. It's an absolute premium quality product, and one I'm always very proud to be part of. My grandfather originally started Polyflor here in South Africa in the 1950s. With Jeffrey Halstead, who has only fairly recently retired as the chairman of Polyflor UK. And so there's a long family history, and there was a period of time in which we were bought out and we had a restraint of trade, and we came back almost 30 years ago. We're getting close to the 30-year mark now. And, we've rebuilt it, and it's such a premium brand. But I think the thing with Polyflor is that excellent products are a given, but it's expertise, it's knowledge, it's teamwork. It's that journey we like to take with our clients. You know, it's never about, hi Barry, I do hospital flooring. Would you like to buy my floor? Thanks, that was a great deal. Buy. It's like, hi Barry, what do you need? What are you doing? Where are the areas? Let's find the right solution for you. Are the areas where you have a problem? You know, is there a solution we need to find for something specific? Then it's about, what are the risks to a vinyl installation? Because vinyl is complicated. It's unfortunately not a DIY, simple buy it, put it down product. And there's a lot of expertise, there's a lot of knowledge, and there's a lot of skill that goes into a successful vinyl project. And that's where Polyflor, that's what we are. We those people who come in and make sure that we give you that knowledge. We look at where your risks are lying. We try and mitigate them. We give you advice. We have by far the best technical team in the country who are literally on call 24/7. And you know, so it's a journey we walk with you. It's a relationship we build with you. It's, you know, it's earning your trust to acknowledge or to understand that when we give you advice, we're giving it for the right reasons.
And I know that skills development is very close to your heart, especially your volunteering in chairing Fitter. Maybe you can share some thoughts around the role of skill development in our country at this time.
I think skill development in our country is critical. And unfortunately, it's not being taken up and it's not being worked and done the way it should be. You know, I think the intention is there. Government certainly has intention. The red tape and the difficulties of driving any form of initiative is extremely complex. In dealing with the CETAs and the QCTO and the higher education department with trying to get qualifications registered and approved and stuff, it's complex and it's long and it's involved and it's full of red tape that on a personal level, I feel if they halved the red tape and just got stuff done, it would really make a difference. You know, there's always stuff you can still keep doing. And Fitter is hanging on by a thread at the moment due to some of the complexities around the scope of the qualification that we've built and getting it registered and things like that. But you know, I think there's still a lot of people out there who are still prepared to teach skills. I mean, Polyflor has been teaching vinyl installation skills since 1992, you know, and we still do that on site in our training center wherever possible, whenever possible. And there are a lot of people in the flooring industry as a whole that do that as well. So, you know, I think it's critical. We are starting to get to a stage where a lot of our craftsmen or our skilled fitters are retiring. And I'm afraid this sort of passing down apprenticeship type ethos has been lost somewhere along the way. And we really need to make sure that people get those skills.
I'm really excited about what Polyflor stands for. And that's also why we love having you on board with Flooring Expo. But yeah, it takes effort. It takes a lot of effort. And I think we need a lot more of the flooring industry to rally and understand the long game versus the short-term discount. I think that's absolutely critical.
I think the flooring game in South Africa has always been a bit of a price-conscious game. You know, I find it so different to when I'm visiting in the UK and we're talking markets and economies, and you know, it's just they have it like Polyflor there is considered a premium product. If you want to buy it, you pay for it. Here in South Africa, you know, even though our product is a premium product, people are not really all that willing to pay more for it. Then we add all our services and you know, we're a premium brand. We're not only a premium product, but we actually know what we're doing, and we're bringing you the best possible advice and the best possible option to get a successful installation in the industry. And yet you're still fighting that price game all the time. And that is somewhat frustrating, but I think it'll take time to change that. But I also think that it's what we believe in. It's the ethos of our company. So we are never going to change who we are to play differently in the market. And it's not just me, it's my whole team. You know, it's exactly the same as the skills thing. The team behind me believes in it. Charles and Leroy, who spend so much time out there, they are passionate about the skills in this country and passionate about the fitters who are also not earning enough because it's such a cutthroat market. You know, they're passionate about the guys that are doing the work. And, you know, and I don't know, I always say when I talk for fitter, I go, you know, if we take 20 people in and we do a course and just one of them, just one person who wasn't employed before gets a job, that's a family that gets lifted up. And if we really want to change South Africa, that's how we have to do it. No amount of anything else is going to do it. It's one person at a time with a skill that can get a job that can work and, you know, and be proud of earning their money. And for me, that's how we can try and make a difference. And I wish I could get others to see it and not go kind of, well, what's in it for me? You know, what is the benefit of it for me, as opposed to how do I help make this country a better place for everyone? Because, you know, this is my country too. I want to live here. I don't want to go live somewhere else. So, you know, and Polyflor is our family. And that's who we are. We're a family, we're a team. We win together, we lose together. Right now we're all in this together, and you know, and it is what it is. But you know, every time I speak to the team, and I speak to the team, some people every day and then other people, you know, through the week, and I make sure everybody is spoken to every day by somebody in this time. And that's because we care about one another. And every time I go, guys, we're going to get through this. I just know we will, because we have to.
And for you being a woman leader in the flooring industry, which has typically always been a male-dominated environment, sorry guys, but it's true. What are some of the words of advice that you've got to women leaders and women in the flooring industry about the role that we can all play collectively to make a difference?
So I think I have to take even one step back from just being a woman leader. I was also my dad's daughter. So, you know, Tandy Coleman was an icon in the vinyl flooring industry. Well, in fact, in several parts of the flooring industry over the years, you know. And then when I came into the business and especially when I took it over, it was like, oh yeah, so that's Tandy's daughter. So first I had to earn respect in my own rights, you know, as a case of, this wasn't just given to me, it was something I earned, and my knowledge is good, and I understand what business is about, and I understand what vinyl is about, and I can even get on my hands and knees, or like I was yesterday unloading a container. You know, I never ask anybody in my business to do something I'm not prepared to do myself. So, you know, that's one of my rules. So, you know, I think it took a while for people to realize, especially in this industry, that I actually did know what I was talking about, and that I actually do have capability outside of just being Tandy's daughter. And then I think being a woman in the industry is, you know, is interesting. I mean, I certainly find at a lot of the big meetings or that I'm one of few women, certainly at my level in the industry. But, you know, I think it's accepted. You know, I think that the people have got to know me now. To women out there, I think my advice is just always be yourself. You know, don't try and be a guy in the guys industry, but then don't be so feminine that you're not prepared to put on your safety boots and your hard hats and go on site. You know, bring some of yourself. And I truly believe women have so much to add, because I think we bring an empathetic side to business that many men don't see, you know. And I think as mothers and wives and daughters and sisters, you know, we bring so much of our ourselves to everything we do. We're very good at juggling, because we used to having to juggle our lives around, oh mom, I left my netball kit at home and I'm in the middle of a board meeting. Or my daughter was telling a story over the Easter weekend, and she was saying, do you remember when we had our wisdom teeth out? And because my girls had their both wisdom teeth out at the same day.
Oh, wow.
Reason I made that decision, not really sure why at the time, but we were vomiting from the medication or something, and you were holding a board meeting at home, and and then you said, well, we just had to hang on till after the board meeting, and then you took us to the hospital, and I think that's moms, and that's women. Like, as a dad, I don't know, like it's kind of acceptable to be that, and I think that's what I mean. Just be who you are, and be that woman, be everything you are. And I think we bring something different to business.
Finally, I wanted to get your advice to our flooring industry who are struggling and panicking and in a difficult time during lockdown. What words of advice could you give our flooring businesses?
It's such a tough time, isn't it? Because, for all of us, and maybe, just maybe, we're lucky enough to get a couple of orders in this time. And I really feel for those people who've shut their doors and, and absolutely can do nothing right now. And, guys, I don't know. I think it's all about, we have to believe that, and South Africans are tough. Hey? We are strong. We've been through so much in this country. And, and I believe that we'll be there for each other when we get out of here. And just take a deep breath, look after yourselves, your family, your staff, reach out to people. Some people are sitting alone at home. Reach out to your customers, ask them, how are they? Never mind business, how are you? Are you okay? Talk to your staff, are you okay? Do the best that you can for everybody right now, and be human and be empathetic, and do what you can do, working from home or online or on your telephone or however you can. And then when we get out of this, we all just have to knuckle down and work as hard as we can to get ourselves back up and running. And, I suppose that in some ways this is a time to evaluate what's important and what's not important. What do we really need? What don't we really need in life? I've often said, I wish the world would just stop for just for 2 days, so I can get off and just gather myself. And I suppose, like, in some ways this is a bit of that. It would be nice to be doing it with billions in the bank, but it is what it is. And we just have to be there, and we just have to know that when the wheels start turning again, we'll turn them as best we can and try and cope. And that we're all in this together. Hey, we are all in this together. There are people, so those who are allowed to work are risking their lives every day, and those that aren't are worrying about, how to keep the doors open. But I believe we're tough, and I actually believe our government has made some really smart decisions, and they're leading this from the front, which is a great thing to see.
I'd just really like to say thank you so much for connecting with us with Flooring Africa and this impromptu online flooring expo. We really appreciate you engaging with us. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Thanks for the discussion. It was lovely. And good luck with your flooring expo.